Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. My name is Srinivasan, and thank you all for joining us on this episode of Jyotish for All. As always, we have an interesting topic and a very interesting guest that we are going to be talking to today about this particular topic. Uh, Before I get started, as always, I would request you all to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. It is your invaluable support that helps us come up with quality content that is also relevant for all of you in today's world. So, without any further delay, let me get started by introducing our guest for the day, Beenu Groverji. Beenu ma'am, thank you for joining us today on this episode of Jyotish for All.
Thank you so much for having me. And I also welcome everyone. Greetings from my side. I welcome everyone. And the purpose, I think so here is to help humanity, right? So let's see, how can we help people?
Absolutely. So, as Beenuji mentioned, the purpose of this episode, as always, is to try and help you find a solution to the issues that you may be facing in today's busy world. So, the topic that we're going to be talking about today is Moksha Patam. So, I will ask Beenuji to explain what that is. But before I do that, let me give you a brief introduction about Beenuji. Beenuji is a wellness mind coach who basically believes that achieving happiness is the key to anyone's journey, and she has a large clientele, and she considers herself a holistic healer and a teacher of many modalities. So she uses a combination of mind power, switch words, meditation, tarot cards, numerology, and Reiki, to name a few. So as I had mentioned, her objective is to try and help the soul on a path where they can achieve happiness in life, so that they can be productive and they can do what they actually feel they want to do in life. So that is as far as Beenuji is concerned. She's a multifaceted personality. She's also a published author. She has published a couple of books on the topics that we are going to talk about today. So Beenuji, once again, thank you very much for joining us. And without any further delay, let me get into the first question that I want to ask you, which is what I just told our viewers. This is Moksha Patam, right? So I can see the big smile on your face. So what?
Because I mean to say, sorry to interrupt you here, because I have understood your question, and I think the audience has also understood the question. Moksha, because it's a very hyped word, moksha. People think that they will die and they will get, I mean to say, hota na ki, but to me, it's just a word, which is a Sanskrit word. Moksha means moho ka nash, right? That is the whole purpose of our living, end of attachment. It's written in the scriptures, like we have to do our duties fully, but at the same time we should not be clinging too much to the results and without so much anxiety. Like what is happening now is we want to do something and we focus first on the results, on the outcome, rather than on doing. So this board talks about how to live your life so that you can be free of attachment right here, right now. As I say, no one has died and come back to tell us like whether the person attained moksha or not. So moksha is right here, right now, means living a life which is full of rights and less of I mean to say wrongs. So do's and don'ts of life. Understanding that is moksha. And then Patam is, again, it is called Patam, Padam in different versions. So again, Patam means the board. So this is a board which helps you to find solutions to your problems. At the same time, it helps you to live a life which can help you be free. Like, as I said, as you also told, the purpose is to achieve happiness. Why we want something, why we want the solutions to all our problems. Someone wants more money, someone wants good relationship, someone wants name, fame. The end result is what? End purpose is just to attain the happiness. That is a complete goal. So it can be attained through various modalities. So Moksha Padam is one of them. It is a tool for divination. And again, divination means connecting to the divine, right? So that is how we can, just by connecting to the divine energy and seeking guidance, and then we can take the path, whatever is good for us. We can make good choices. Better prospects can come into your life with the help of this board also.
Perfect. So you've given us a very good explanation about Moksha Patam. So literally translated, it's like the board of life, right?
Yes.
And there are a few important things you touched upon there. Like you mentioned divination. In today's world, people obviously seem to rely a lot on many of these tools, but they also want to ask you that how is it scientific enough to actually help? And you mentioned a very, very important word in that explanation. You mentioned path. Now, it's very easy for anyone to say that if I follow the correct path, it's going to lead me on probably the highway of success. It may take me on the highway of success, but more importantly, it may take me on a journey that I feel satisfied, right? And so that is very, very important. So when you talk about Moksha Patam being, like a board of life, what is this board that you're actually referring to? If you can, probably tell us or show it to us.
So let me reveal it to everyone. So a beautiful board. This is a board which is called Moksha Patam, Gyan Chopper. Gyan Chopper again is another word. The board of game of knowledge. As we all know, like chopper was used to play in the ancient times, right? And this is again a game of knowledge, the game of life, the game of wisdom, it is said. So you can see various snakes and ladders onto that. So they talk about various aspects of your life. So we will explain as and when we go.
Okay, perfect. So this looks like to me, as someone who probably is not into Moksha Patam, this looks like a board of snakes and ladders. The classic game, the board game that all of us have grown up playing, right? Snakes and ladders. But then you've got numbers and you've got some, words written below those numbers, which kind of like give us a lot of idea into what is it that you're going to tell us. But before I get into that, can this Moksha Patam kind of like help somebody, like if they come and ask you, Beenu ma'am, should I pursue a career in finance, or should I get into engineering? Or should I get into medicine? Because these are questions that youngsters are always grappling with, especially when they are in their latter teen years into early 20s. People change their minds. Can something like this tell me, like, what should I actually end up doing in life?
Yes, it's very, very helpful for any kind of question, but definitely to youngsters, if they are stuck up in some choices, like they want to do A, B, C, and then they don't know what is going to be good for them. So we can choose out of 3 options. We can take the help of this board. So first of all, I would like to explain how this board is different than any other. Like we all know tarot, we all know numerology, astrology. So what is the difference between this tool and other modalities? Because I always say that every modality is complete in itself, but every modality has some USB, right? So like tarot talks to you in the language of images. So images are the main thing, right? Similarly, numerology talks to you in the language of the numbers. Astrology talks to you in the language of the planets. So this board talks to you in the language of the boxes. Right. So each box is considered as one state of life, one state of mind, which can help you find like what is good, what is bad for you. And there is a process, like how do we do the readings, how do we come up with the choices. So it can help you in anything you ask, and it can answer whatever it is. That is why it is said any question under the sun can be asked. Means whatever is there in the mind, it can reveal it to you. But the main, we always say that there is some speciality of everything, right? As I said, like tarot talks to you in the language of images. You just see at the image and you are able to connect and relate and give the answer. Similarly, here the main thing which help us doing with this board is the soul journey. We are here on this earth for some specific purpose, for some specific reason. Right. And we all have our own snakes. We all have our own ladders. So snakes talk about your own weaknesses and ladders talk about your own strengths. So everybody is different. No 2 flowers blossom the same way, even on the same tree, even on the same plant. Similarly, even 2 siblings in the same home cannot be same. Someone might have some behaviors of anger, and someone might have some behaviors of greed. Someone might be good at charity, and someone might be good at helping others in some other way. right? Doing service with the hands. Some might be good with the giving like donations of things. No two people are same. So it will help you trace your milestones. Your, as I said, it will help you to take the right route. Suppose we plan, it's a journey, and it is said like life is a beautiful journey. It is a game of all the games. It is the journey of all the big journeys. For small travel, have we ever realized how minutely we plan, unless and until it's an adventure trip? If you have to go to some place, you first choose where do you want to go, then you choose the mode, whether you want to go by air, by road, how do you want. Then if you are going by road, then you see whether where are the fuel points, where are the restaurants to stop. So these are the milestones here, like what patterns you are having, what snakes bite you again and again. And then you can see we have snake mouths and we have snake tails, right? So once we reach up, and still we have, so they talk about the negative side of everyone's. See, and there is nothing wrong. Yin and yang go hand in hand. No one is complete, right? So the purpose is to be a better person every day. And I always say, never compare your journey with anyone else. Compare your journey with yourself, right? If you want to move ahead in life. So what snakes bite us again and again, so that we can work. They are not to make you fearful, but they are just to bring things to your awareness. Sometimes we know, but we hide them, and then we say, no, we cannot be that kind of a person, right? So just by recognizing your negative side and recognizing your positive side, you can give more water to the positive side, and you can give less water to the negative side, right? So we nourish ourselves. So you have to decide which side you want to promote in your life. So that is the beauty. It will give you the complete journey of the soul, like where are you right now as per the biological age, also as per your wisdom level also, and what to do with the help of this revelation. Like, see, knowing is unimportant unless and until you can do something about it. Someone goes to a doctor and he gets diagnosed with diabetes. So only knowing, I always say knowing is half the therapy done. Just by knowing that someone is having the diabetes, the person can stop taking medicine, can choose to go for walk, yoga, pranayam, and then the medicine. So similarly in this, just by knowing that yes, we are having these kinds of positives and negatives, we can consciously work on ourselves, and then we can subconsciously do some remedies, solutions with the help of this board. And especially as you said, coming back to your question, choices can be made very easily. Like suppose if I choose for one thing, like profession A, one box come, then profession B, another box come, profession C, another box come, we can have the comparison and we can guide people, okay, this is the best thing to do in this moment. But as we say, nothing is permanent. After 4-5 years, you might feel a shift in your energy and you can pursue something different. But right now, whatever is happening in your life, according to that, it will guide you. Absolutely correct.
So thank you very much for that explanation. It's quite enlightening to know that you have these sort of tools which are going to guide you as to what is it that is right for you. And as you rightly pointed out, you gave that example that flowers that blossom within a tree, they're going to be very different. You talked about in human life twins being very different. That's very true. I've personally seen and experienced this in my life. Now, coming back to this board, so you told us very clearly that this board can help me answer kind of like any question under the sun. So in today's world, people talk about what should they choose as their vocation, their career. They're stressed out about relationship. Should I take my relationship forward to the next level, or am I doing the wrong thing? The other thing that they're all worried about is obviously their finances, right? In today's world, people are very worried about their finances. So I suppose this board can at least guide people into what is it that they can do, because it's your actions that are going to result in what your results will be. So something that I wanted to ask you here is, like, I see all these names with these numbers, right? So for example, let's say 59, I see reality crown. So what would this indicate?
This indicates if you will see this, as I said, that every modality talks in some language. So the main language is the box, and whatever is written on that box, and especially whatever is also designed or made, suppose there is an end of a ladder, there is a mouth of a snake, they also are very important here to tell you what is the state of life right now, or if the question is about something, so we relate to that particular thing. So in general, if we talk about the box number 59, reality, so you will see it's on the 7th row, right? Even the numbers are important in this board. So in the 7th row means you are in the 7th level of consciousness. And if we talk about in terms of chakras, so it's a place where the crown chakra resides, right? So if a person like me or person like you who is on the spiritual journey most of the times and landed here for some reason, that means the person is spiritually going very high, is at a very good stage. And in general also, if the person is not like suppose spiritual, and a person comes to you again for the reading and wants to know something about the relationship, right? And the box name is reality, and the chakra is it's just the 7th level, and it talks about the crown chakra. So this might tell the person that you have to see things as they are. Reality means sometimes like we have to manipulate things, sometimes we are humans and we sometimes ignore few things, but here it is said like you have to see things as they are, as like face to face with reality. So that is the main crux here. And if we talk about the spiritual journey, you are very highly spiritual, enlightened kind of a being. You can get the psychic, so messages from the divine energy. So that is this box talks about.
Okay, perfect. Now that is as far as a particular box is concerned. Now let's say that somebody asks you a question and you pick number 17, or you land on 17, so it says mercy, and then that's a ladder, it takes you all the way to 69. So we look at it from snakes and ladders. So what does this actually kind of like imply? If I pick 17 mercy and it takes me to 69, which is absolutely just the last row, the 8th row.
Again, depending upon the question, the meaning might be a bit different, but in first let's talk in general. So mercy talks about, mercy is a ladder which is taking, from the 2nd layer, it's a kind of a jet plane which is taking you high above, means all the barriers between your journey, all the snakes on the ladders, you have crossed everything and you have reached somewhere on the top, which is called the level beyond all the levels. And absolute is a plane wherein that means you can help, because mercy is a very divine act. You can be merciful if your heart is open, right? And then this is taking you to the 69 number box. Absolute means you can absolutely help people. So you are meant to help people by doing some mercy. So again, if it's in a relationship, suppose sometimes there is a problem and the person says that our relationship is not working. So why it's not working? Means you don't understand, you don't have the compassion for the other being in your relationship. That might be the reason. Or your communication part is not good. Right, so that might be the another cause here. So that is how we explain.
Okay, so that's a very interesting point that you spoke about. Now sticking with that, like if I go to the others, if I flip the coin and look at one of the snakes, so for example 61, negative intellect, and it drops me all the way to nullity, number 13 if I'm correct. So what would that then suggest? That like my intellect is not on the right astral plane at the moment, I have to do a course correction or something?
Yes, that is what it means. Right now you're not using the right kind of a knowledge. So negative intellect has a name, because it has names, so names are very clear and they're very much simple English language, right? So intellect, what is intellect according to you? How would you define intellect if I talk to you?
Intellect is just making use of whatever knowledge or skills that I have and applying it in the right direction and solving a particular problem.
A beautiful answer, right? That is the meaning of intellect, wisdom, right? So I simply say, everyone we know that banana is a fruit, that is knowledge, but putting that into application, like when you are making vegetable salad, you are not using banana, that is intellect, right? But here it is a snake, as you said, negative intellect. Because it says when you know something, because we are at the snake is coming from the 7th level. That means if the child has passed all the levels, level 1, like he has clear class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, so it is expected that he knows that APPLE is apple, right? So here you are expected to have that much knowledge, but you are not using that knowledge when the situations are not right. See, as we say, the real testing is when the things are not right. When things are right, everything is positive, everything is fine, everyone is fine, right? But the real testing of life is when we don't have things as we want. So when the things are not right, and then you are not choosing the right thing, you are not taking the right decision, then you are sent back. Nullity is a box which says nullity, don't do anything. Because if you are preparing for IIT and you don't even know the apple, so the divine energy says, okay, go down, take some more help from people who know something, or go deep down inside, because you know everything, you just have to recall things. Because it is said, if we are there in any state once ever, so it's there in our memory, right? So right now, do nothing. Right now, just sit, contemplate, come back with the positive side of something, come back with the right solution, and then move ahead again in your journey. So that is negative intellect and nullity.
Perfect. So thank you very much for that, Beenuji. So my last question is, our viewers will obviously be disappointed if we don't put this to, a real life use case. So I have a friend, acquaintance of mine. His name is Adya. I can spell it Adya. And I can see that 11th October 2004. I can see that his date of birth is 11th October 2004. Yeah. So he obviously is a youngster towards the end of his teenage cycle, and he's quite talented and he has a number of different interests. So he's passionate about horse riding. He's won some competitions in that. At the same time, he's also into music, Western music. He composes a lot. He has published his own albums. Now, the question that he has is, what is it that I should pursue? Right now, I don't want to give up either. But there will come a point that I'll probably have to drop one of these two things. So what might be the right thing for me to do at this stage? Should I pursue both? Should I drop one? Or should I go easy on one, go slow, not drop it, and then focus my energies on the other? So how will Moksha Patam help him in this question?
Yes, I'll surely help with that also. So if I talk about me personally, as I said earlier also, every modality is complete in itself, but because I know so many things, so numerology is one subject which I feel is very good in finding your core essence. With all these tools, with Moksha Patam and numerology, the combination helps you beautifully. So if we talk about the date of birth of that person, I'm not going into the name right now because it's incomplete. So if it only total the date of birth, so that comes to 9. That is the main life path for which you are meant to follow in your life. That is you have been given some resources by your parents, so it's like that. So because numbers are not chosen by us, they are given to us randomly by the divine energy, because as we don't choose the family, we don't choose many things, but similarly the numbers also are not chosen. So the total of date of birth is 9. So that means even horse riding is good for the person, and the music is also because 9 number is a number for sports, action, right? And there are so many other things. We are not going to talk about that here because we are majorly focusing on the Moksha Patam board. But at the same time, taking date of birth in combination to these tools will really help to find the core of that person. Suppose it is said with this board also, it is said you cannot teach a frog to walk straight. Are you getting it? Because he is meant to hop and walk. Similarly, you cannot take a fish out of the water and cannot expect that fish to survive. Similarly, if I'm meant to do something here on this planet Earth and I'm doing everything but not that, I might be having good money, I might be having good relationship, but in the end, I will not be contented. So for finding the core essence, numerology helps a lot. So we have found that 9 is the main life path which has been given to that person. And now we have to choose, as you said, we have to narrow down our choices, right? So here, Moksha Padam can help beautifully, right? So I have already, because see, I have this physical board also for doing the reading, right? Because wo to humne shared, like we just shared on the screen. So I have already done. There is a method, finger pointing method, like we point the finger and get the answer. So as I was talking to you, I just randomly picked the answer for that person. So if we talk about the horse riding, the box of charity came, right? So, and if I was talking about the music, fantasy came, right? So if I have to choose out of charity and fantasy, if I have to make one, though both the things are positive, but at the same time, fantasy is somewhat like he might be fantasizing right now, he might be feeling good with the music, but as and when he will move ahead in the life, like that, horse riding is a better profession or a better vocation for him as per my guidance, if I take the combination of numerology and Moksha Padam. So that is how we choose.
Okay. So when you gave this answer, you mentioned that you've used a couple of tools. You've gone over numerology, you've come up with the life path number. You've also used the board, and then you've figured out from the board which number to actually pick from the board, and the
which
divination
box
guides you. Which box?
Sorry, yes, to interrupt your box, because that major thing here in the board is the boxes.
Okay. And so when I say for the horse riding, what was the number that came for this person?
The box came to be charity. Number written was 20. Yeah. So
20.
I first focus on the name, because in this board numbers are important, but the box name is most important. As I said, in tarot, images are most important, because numbers are there also. In astrology, planets are important, right? Absolutely. So similarly, in this board, we have boxes, and the names of the boxes are very important. And then we take the number also for finding the time period and so many things, right? So the box came to be charity. So charity, if I compare charity and fantasy, so to my understanding, because when we teach, we give the understanding of each and every box, right?
Yes.
So because he is at such an age, just 20, so he might be fantasizing. For music, fantasy came, right? So that means that might be his fantasy. That might be his just imagination, dream. He might feel good with that imagination, but at the same time, he can pursue. It's a positive box. He can pursue both, but for choosing the vocation, I think so horse riding would be better.
Okay. So the energy based on the board and the name as well as his date of birth is pointing in this direction for him.
Yes.
Awesome. So that's pretty awesome, the way how we are making use of some of these tools, because at times people are like at the crossroads, there's a fork on the road, they don't know which direction to go on, and sometimes they just need that sort of that prodding or some sort of an advice from someone who may just point you in that right direction. So it's fascinating to know how you got tools like Moksha Patam, which can actually solve problems that people face in today's world. So Beenuji, thank you once again very much for joining us and enlightening us and telling us about Moksha Patam. I'm sure many of our viewers are going to come out of this session knowing happy that they've learned something pretty new, and I'm pretty sure that many of them in the future will start making use of some of these tools, especially when they want to look at taking a decision and their mind is a little confused on what to do next.
Right. Thank you so much for having me. And this is one of my, as you said, I am into so many things, and this is one of my favorite modalities. It did not come to me earlier. It came to me in my late journey, but at the same time, this became one of my favorite modalities, and I've been teaching it, and I've authored, as you said, I've authored book on this also. I don't know, it all happened automatically, but that has become very close to my heart.
Yeah. So there are a couple of things based on what you said. You mentioned journey. So I've always been a great believer. Life is a journey and not a destination. The second thing, as you mentioned about the fact that, this just came to me. I've always seen it's the subject or the vocation that chooses the person, not the other way around, as people kind of believe.
Yes, I truly agree. I truly agree. The body of knowledge chooses its recipient.
Absolutely. Well, very well said. So, viewers, that was Beenu Groverji, who gave us a very good talk on Moksha Patam, the concept of Moksha Patam, and how does it actually work. So you can reach out to us at any point in time if you have any questions. We will be doing sessions in the future on this particular topic with Beenuji on how this actually can help you in solving your daily problems. How, if you're at the crossroads, if you don't know what to do next, this is a tool that has actually helped many people. So I hope you enjoyed this particular session. Thank you once again for joining us. We hope to see you all back very soon again for our next episode. Till then, take care, stay safe, and all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.